Hi everyone, welcome to your July tarot card reading. Thanks so much for being here. I have two quick announcements. The first about my schedule, and then the second about my services and changes to my channel, okay? First of all, if you're interested in booking a private reading, I'm only going to be available the first couple of weeks of July, sort of piggybacking from June, okay? I'm moving to Europe, and I'm going to need a couple weeks to travel there, get settled, find a place, an apartment, all that good stuff. So I'm just going to be, my mind's not going to be in the proper place to be doing private readings. So I'll keep my website up, but if you book, at the last part of July, I'm probably not going to deliver your reading until August. So I just wanted to let you know that as well. Changes to my services, okay? I'm officially undergoing, learning astrology. I'm beginning. I would never call myself an astrologer at this point in time, and I've said that many, many times. But I am going to start offering software generated reports alongside your tarot card reading. So if it's your birthday and you want your birthday solar return snapshot, I'll be able to offer that for you. If you want, your next 3, 6 months or a year-long transit report, types of things that you can expect, progressing reports, all those types of things. Again, it's not my interpretation, it will be computer generated, but it will be an add-on to your tarot card readings if that's something that you guys want. As far as astrocartography, I'm going to be offering a little bit of a service since I am learning and really delving into that realm of astrology. I will be offering some analysis for that as well within the next couple of weeks. You'll be able to book that on my website. It'll be very basic, very simple. It will be very cost effective because again, I'm not a professional yet, so I'm still learning, so you'll kind of need to bear with me and just deal with the fact that I might take, a more simplistic approach to it and just kind of do some pinpoints and some bullet points for you and that kind of thing. My channel is going to expand and begin to incorporate more astrology as well because it is truly a passion of mine. Not so much talking about transits and what this full moon means. I think we all kind of have, if you like that kind of thing, you probably have an astrologer that you like already. So I don't want to try to piggyback on anyone else. I kind of want to take a little bit of a different road with it and offer something unique and something very different and something that I hope provides value. But that will come in time as I study and as I grow and as I learn. It will come in time. But I just want to let you know that my channel will be changing. I will likely change the name of my channel as well. And when I feel comfortable, then I will begin to offer private or personalized astrological readings for you, okay? But in the meantime, thanks for listening. Enjoy your July reading. And that's it. Thank you so much. Bye. Sagittarius, how are you? Welcome to your July 2017 tarot card reading. Thank you so much for being here. I'm just going to kind of dive right in because I already did the intro and I've already prepared the deck for you. So let's go ahead and begin. Middle one, actually. Okay, here we go. The Empress. Oh, we have a little friend with us. One thing about living in Bali is that you kind of have to learn to coexist with all the insects. It's not too bad. The Empress is a position of strength, but also innovation and power. There's a coldness to this Empress here. This deck has 2 Empress cards. Okay, there's the more Mother Nature, Venus, pregnant woman card, and then there's this one. And this was actually the more original style, I believe, symbol of the Empress, which was more an equal counterpart to the Emperor, a more militaristic type of energy, okay? Strategic, intelligent, not to say that the other Empress isn't also intelligent, but she's more driven in life, okay? I see her not being so comfortable with staying still or maintenance, but rather constantly searching and seeking for more greatness for herself, okay? And Sagittarius, that's the perfect way to describe you. you know, always on search, always on the lookout, always moving, going, searching, adventuring, growing. I mean, it's constant. It's the constant story of your life. You are the sign ruled by Jupiter. Speaking of expansion, you know, and so you have been going through a very difficult year. Okay, according to my readings, okay, you guys have been going through a really hard time. And this might be a month, and we'll see how the reading goes, but this might be a month where you finally feel like you have a little bit more control over what's going on, okay? What's crossing you is Temperance reverse. This is your card, Sagittarius. It's almost as though in spite of turbulence in your life, I always see this as turbulence, I don't know why, turbulence, disruption, lack of balance, there may still be areas in your life that need attention, okay, areas of your soul that need to come out, wounds that need to heal, because the intensity of your readings, and I remember a couple months ago, I think it was like May, I did some readings and people were really upset with my Sagittarius readings because they came across maybe I was a little bit rude or a little bit accusatory and whatnot, but you've been trying to grow, okay? And you are metamorphosizing, if that's a word, you are transforming. And that's not an easy process. So your life, I feel, is still a little bit shook up, if you will. You know what? I'm going to grab my ring really quick because this ring is an aquamarine and it helps with communication. So I like to wear it when I do my readings sometimes. Okay. So anyway, let's keep going. Ten of Swords. See, there is an ending, but it's in your foundational position. It is this foundational state that has gotten you to where you are as the Empress, okay? This is the fallen angel, you know, Icarus, I believe, flew too close to the sun and caught fire. Expectations a little bit too high. And you may have even experienced some disappointment in yourselves, all right? And in your relationships, you know, that makes a relationship difficult because it's like, how can you be happy in a relationship, or how can someone be happy with you if you are in effect unhappy with yourself? Now, others of you may have gone through a breakup or a divorce or something really traumatic, okay, and something that will impact you. But the good news is that it's in a kind of it's not the past, this is the past position, but still I see the foundation, right, is the reason why you're here. So it's still there in the past, okay? So you are moving on, stronger than before. This is an earth sign, okay? Enchantress of Coins, card of Capricorn. Someone else, okay? Your partner. They have been affected, right? They have been affected by your journey, by your path to self-discovery, or whatever it is that you're going through. Each of you is you're gonna have your own path, your own purpose, okay? Maybe this was someone that kind of fell by the wayside, or someone that was there and supporting you, but maybe there was a little bit of a disconnect, right? Because this person can't go through this with you, right? They can't be there for you. You know, they can in a physical sense, but not necessarily in a spiritual sense. Like, this is just your own way of going, all right? And maybe some of you lost someone, like maybe some of you pushed someone away. Maybe they decided to move away from you, okay? It doesn't have to just be you toward them, sorry. Not trying to accuse you guys of being like terrible people, but you know, maybe them towards you as well. Causing a lot of the turbulence that you are now experiencing. There does seem to be a lot of lack of stability in your life right now. Maybe some of you are traveling a lot. Maybe some of you are moving around a lot. Maybe some of you, like, your mind is just so forward thinking, you know, that you're just like, you're not necessarily appreciating the moment, or you're not necessarily appreciating what you have, okay? Because maybe some of you are even, I'm not going to say in denial, because I don't think you're in denial, okay? But you're just trying not to feel this. And you're really just trying to just say, okay, it's time for me to just have something else. It's time for me to move into a new chapter. I don't want to dwell. I don't want to just stay stagnant. That's not the Sagittarian way. You know, it's not your style. So in spite of how difficult this was, you're just marching forward. I think it's a very positive thing. I don't think that you are hurting yourself, okay? I think that it's more healthy than anything, all right? And the Emperor reverse. I don't know who this is. It's you, maybe. It's a fire sign. It's the sign of Aries, okay? But the Emperor is someone that's not in control. I kind of see that it's, you know, kind of in line with the Temperance, which is your challenge, okay? You may feel like you don't quite have control over your life right now. You know, you might feel like that. I don't think that's necessarily the case, all right? But maybe there is someone in your life, okay, maybe this is also your partner, maybe this is someone else, maybe it's the same person. Please fill in the gaps however you see fit. Again, the card of Capricorn, the card of Aries, but could be any fire sign or any earth sign. And this is like, I'm sensing a little bit of a temper here, like a little bit of an edge and emotional unavailability to an extreme, all right? If it's you may just be so focused on what's moving forward that you're just kind of not available right now, all right? If you're single, maybe now is not the best time to introduce new love into your life. If you're still in a relationship, it's likely that you are needing to still mend wounds between the two of you, and you're feeling, I don't know, you're just moving on, therefore making yourself unaccessible, you know, for this person. And the Seven of Swords, but reversed, so it's good, right? You are working out your methodologies of self-sabotage, right? We all have a tendency to be afraid of, now Sagittarius isn't normally afraid of change, right? I'd say Sagittarius and Aquarius are more the ones that embrace change, but change in circumstances, change in environment, but when it comes change internally, that can be a very scary thing. And this is your mentality, changing the way you think. That's a big deal, right? Sevens represent, like the number 7 I see is associated with the 7th house in the wheel. And the 7th house is like the house of marriage and how we interact with other people. All right, and I think your methods and your modes of changing your thoughts, that you may have some major reconsiderations about how things have been done in the past and how things need to be done in the future. This is a very powerful card, right? Overcoming self-doubt, overcoming our fears, overcoming our desire to keep things comfortable. I'm going to take a couple little coffee sips, okay? Just like I'm still waking up. Artisan of Swords. Interesting, the swords coming out for a fire energy. I like it because fire and air, they work very well together, you know? And, but this could be an air sign, all right? Or you see yourself this way. You could be very fearful of heading back here, all right? Fearful of getting back to this place. Or this could be someone that you see as being peculiar. This could be someone acting very peculiar, someone very withholding right now. Someone that has a gift to share. Okay, this is a blacksmith here who creates swords and weapons for war, all right? And it's almost as though this blacksmith is keeping it to himself and not sharing it and not allowing his nation to partake of the goodness of his creations, all right? So someone who is being creatively withheld, communicatively as well, withholding their expression of emotion, withholding the way that they think, the way they feel. You've got people here, so I don't know how many people you're really dealing with. Maybe there are multiple people, okay? For some of you, I see 3 women here. There's also 3 women here, and there's 2 people here, and there's, you know, the one, but there's also 3 people there. So there could be a little bit of a triangle going on. Maybe you're the one in the middle, or maybe your partner is doing some extramarital stuff or extra, whatever, for relationships. But this person, whoever this is the card of Gemini, okay, but it could also be another air sign, Libra, and Aquarius, okay? Someone that is, I'm seeing that as almost as like gone in the shadows. Now you, Sagittarius, may also be the one going in the shadows because you are here, 10 of Swords. You are kind of still reeling from this. I hope you guys aren't getting confused with all the directions. It's just hard when I don't know who the players are because you all have such different lives, you know? But it could all be one person. It could be multiple people. It could all be you at the same time, all right? So just however it makes sense for you, just use your intuition for that, all right? The Devotee of Wands. I love this card. It's like the Page of Wands, you know, but I see it, I read this deck differently than normal, okay? This I see as blocked communication. So yes, there's certainly not quality communication happening. There are, for you and someone else, not necessarily for yourself, but for you and someone else, there is no movement. I think there's someone either waiting for you, as usual, Sagittarius. Usually there's someone waiting for you. There's either someone waiting for you or they're trying to cut you out, maybe even. Let me see, because you're Empress. You are charging forward. You are moving on, without a doubt. There's progress, there's movement in your life. In spite of the detriment of other people, okay, whatever it is they're going through, because they are also going through their own journey. They have their own path, their own lessons that they're doing. So it's almost as though there's I'm going to do my thing, you can do your thing. And it's not that you don't care, because again, Sagittarius is an incredibly caring sign. One of the most service-oriented, I'd say, alongside Virgo signs that there is. But at the same time, you can't hinder your life and your own progress, which is what is happening, for the sake of someone else, you know? Communication is tough. You know, no one's speaking. People are being very protective of themselves. Gifts and creative talent is being withheld. Potential is being withheld as well. 10 of Wands. You know, I'm sensing a fear of what it takes, Sagittarius. A fear of the obligations and a fear of the responsibility. The Empress is someone that operates alone. She may be a counterpart to the Emperor, okay? Empress, Emperor, that's a high quality match, okay? But it does require work, you know what I mean? And you may be really questioning if that's something that you want. Now, this is just a fear, a hope or a fear. Now, some of you may be hoping that your direction has purpose, okay? So let me just keep going. I'm not going to delve too much on that. The shipwreck. Interesting. It's a dramatic card, right? It represents deconstruction of the past, coming out in the overall outcome card, or the outcome position. There is or will be a dramatic shift for you, Sagittarius. Your mind is changing. This could be, you already are on, sandy shores, okay? You're not on rock solid. Even the Emperor is reversed. There's no rock solid foundation here. So you are quite vulnerable. You're vulnerable to new love. You're vulnerable to getting your heart broken. You're vulnerable to, I'll say it, falling in love, As much as you would like to think that you have control, I think that you do not. And I know you're trying to control that, and you're trying to take hold of this transformation that you're going through. And, this is almost kind of even a response or a consequence of going through this Ten of Swords situation. This is shattered illusions, and maybe some of you are even wow, my life is great. I'm happy, but the things that I thought were important to me are not important to me. And maybe some of you even hurt someone in that process, or you hurt yourself in that process, thinking so hard and so much that what was important to you, and now all of a sudden it's not important, and you're left really shook up. This is unavoidable. This is an inevitability. This is the Tower, okay, for those of you who don't know. I love this card. Okay, I'm going to say that about every card here because I just love this deck so much. This is my Tarot of Delphi deck, in case you guys were interested. Sorry, there's a glare. But, could you imagine how different your life would be if you're shipwrecked? I often see this as people coming to the New World, from Europe, and maybe they're heading, I always see the Caribbean, I don't know why, going to the Caribbean, and all of a sudden there's a hurricane or a storm, and now you're left, luckily you found land, but then you're left to just survive, and it can be dramatic. It's in an emotional standpoint, right? Emotional survival, not physical, okay? Three people here as well. Whoops, okay. And the Enchantress of Wands, Sagittarius. See, I think that you are not, another card of Aries. Some of you may be dealing with Aries. I think that you're not as solid as you think you are. I think that solidity is a little bit of an illusion. But, you're doing well. You're moving forward. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. And I don't see that you are purposely, hurting anybody, or you're just a little bit reeling still, because like I said, you've gone through so much the past few months. And I remember some of those readings, they were really, really tough, and I almost felt mean saying some of the things. But you've got Saturn retrograde in your sign. Saturn is not the friend of Sagittarius. You're Jupiter. How much bigger and more expansive, how much more movement. That's Jupiter is Zeus, I believe. You're larger than life. So when you're forced to be held down, it doesn't bode well, but it's inevitable. Inevitably, everyone needs to have Saturn retrograde in their sign, okay? It's life. And the Four of Swords. See, swords in your foundational means that there has been a lot of mental gymnastics. Four of Swords is a card of mental rest, but when it's reversed, it's not rest. It is activity. Sometimes you can be very sharp, tongued and you can say things without thinking about them, and thoughts aren't quite fully formulated, so sometimes they come out in fragments and can be very offensive to people, okay? And they can be very often misinterpreted, misunderstood. You being misinterpreted and being misunderstood. You're a little off your game right now, I think, with the Enchantress of Wands reverse. Now, this could be someone else as well. And they are, maybe it's all the same person, right? But someone is also and this is again the card of Aries, both of them reverse. Like Aries in reverse is tough. Like they are super, what's the word? They can be very aggressive, right? They're ruled by Mars. They can be very aggressive. They can be very tough. They can be a little on the mean side, a little on the selfish side as well, and be very unpredictable. Now, if that's you being those things, okay? And with this in the foundation, it is very likely that that is you. So be careful and be cognizant of your agenda and how much you're putting your agenda ahead of the feelings and the emotions of other people, because you don't want to hurt people in the process. And maybe you do want to hurt these people because you need them out of your life. I don't know. But if you need to cut people out of your life, then cut them out. But don't make them be, victims of your turbulence. And death. See the transformation I've been talking about. You're making your way through the other side. And I think I've told you guys this before. Death is not like a card that comes out once and then, it's 1 month and that's it. No, like death is again, same thing with the Tower. It's a full deconstruction of past systems, past beliefs, past everything, Seven of Swords as well, past ways of life, and emerging on the other side as something completely different. It's a very uncomfortable process because it does mean you have to admit that the past way of doing things can no longer serve you. It may have served you in the past and that's fine, but it can no longer serve you. It's at the 10. You now need the 1. You now need the ace, right? You now need to begin anew. And you are emerging. I'm happy this is in the past position because it means you're coming out on the other side. Yes, you are uncomfortable. Yes, you are a different person. Your relationship is different. It has transformed along with you. Because how can your relationship stay the same if the people inside the relationship are now different? And the Enchantress of Cups, deep emotions. Who is this now? This is the card of Cancer. Could be another water sign, Scorpio or Pisces. Fire and water. Someone very opposite from you, okay? Someone that may even be a little bit possessive or obsessive as well. Maybe this is intensity of emotion for you towards someone. Like I said, there's a significant shift, a change, and maybe for some of you that is falling in love with someone, and your emotions will run incredibly deep, okay? To a point that is so foreign to you, because fire mixing with water is very difficult. Could be someone towards you. So many people. Look, queens. Queen, queen, queen. Nine of Wands. See, you're still so cut off though, still so protective. I mean, rightfully so. It's almost as though you need to get comfortable in your new skin first before you can really open up and really be available. Right now, you're not really that available. or accessible to others. The blues always speak. The blues and the reds in this deck always really speak to me because the blues are so rich, are so vibrant. And blue is the color of truth, you know. So I'm sensing a very raw place, a very raw existence, you know, and you really almost are staring at your more animalistic side, right? The more instinctual side of yourself. There's this pushback though. Remember that Empress coming out is the integral, I mean, that's the integral card. That is you. And it's very, she's very sure of herself. But you are kind of having to delve into realms of yourself that are a little bit foreign because they're new. But it is real and it is true. This is a card of courage, but quiet courage. In this deck, I see it as being a very quiet thing, a very agenda-oriented as well. Not manipulative, but just like you have a purpose, okay? Let's see what comes out. And the Hero of Wands. It's a card of Leo, another fire quality coming out. So you have a lot of fire, fire people around you. It is you, I think. Okay, I think this is someone else towards you. Are you trying to get away? It's like you're trying to get away from that intensity. You're trying to get away from that possessiveness or that, you know, their obsession. Not to say you don't have don't have emotions or feelings towards them as well, but it's a little too much. I mean, look at, she's poisoned. I love this card. Again, I'll say that about every card, but she's poisoning the river to get rid of her lover's lover. Okay, so it's dark and it is like very sinister, the motive behind this card. Someone really wants you, really wants you, Sagittarius. They're very drawn to your freedom and your free spirit, okay? Because I think that you are entirely different from who they are. If you're in a relationship, I think your partner's attraction to you as you become this Empress and just like do your thing and go and travel or go and work or, you know, just like totally get inside of yourself will make you unattainable, therefore make you more attractive, as weird as that may sound. I think that may be kind of what's happening. Some of you may be attracting multiple partners as well because you are just like super in your zone. And normally when we stop caring, that's normally when we start getting what we thought we wanted. But now you're like, I don't even know what I want. I'm just gonna do me. I'm just going to do me, and I'm not going to worry so much about other people because I'm going through something. I'm going through a change, and I just need to do that change. And I can worry about my lovers or my relationship or my dating life later, you know. You're on a mission of some kind. It's almost as though you're on a mission to really figure out what happened or figure out how to fix this Ten of Swords. But at the same time, like you're keeping your eye on someone, another fire sign. You're keeping your eye on someone that's not giving you what it is you need, right? Someone that is withholding their gifts, that's withholding their talents. Very curious about this. Devotee of Coins, unearth sign. I don't know, maybe it's the same person. 2 pages here. someone that's not giving you the attention that you want or the attention that you need. It's almost as though you have a lot of options, but it's the person that doesn't want you that you want. That sounds normal, right? That's normally how it goes. That's just human nature, you know. Especially if you are single and you have multiple options. If you're in a relationship, again, you're pulling away, so your partner's pulling away, so you're both pulling away and creating distance and doing your own thing, but then it makes you more attracted to one another. It's simple. Again, it's human nature. That rejection or that ignoring, I don't know why it's so attractive. It just is. But it is. I think this is someone that really is like super into you, but they're not really, it's almost as though they are willing you to them. Is that weird? Is that a weird thing to say? I have no idea what this reading is about, you guys, like legit. But I can't argue with these people that are coming out. There's people all around you, and people want to be with you. They're interested in you. They're falling in love with you. And you're just like not having it, but you have your eye on someone. Likely someone that is not so intense. Or maybe someone that is intense, but they're not showing it to you. Two of Swords reversed. You know, the point of change, the point of crossroads. I'm wondering if the question is how do I embrace, like for you guys, how do you embrace this crossroads that you're at, you know? How do you make do with what the universe is giving you? How do you make the best? How do you choose the right path? Fearful of coming to that crossroads and not knowing what to do. But don't worry, like you guys are super intuitive. Sagittarius, very on point, very empathetic, very understanding about how life works, very street smart, right? So you guys will pick the right thing. Just don't shy away from the work or the obligation, you know? Because it always brings better things. And the Hermit doesn't surprise me, you know. There's a lot of noise. See, there's even 3 people here. There's a lot of noise around you, okay? Like I said, there's a lot of options. There's a lot of like things going on and people wanting you. Maybe people are texting you, messaging you like, hey, how's it going? I want to hang out. Let's do this. Let's do that. A lot of activity. But it all is starting to feel quite meaningless. I don't know why. I feel like I got this card a couple of months ago and it was like a fire or an earth air. I'm not trying to force that. I'm also getting fire here. So just keep your open mind. You also may be the one like really withholding a lot of things. But there is someone that you have your eye on. And like I said, it's likely someone that is kind of ignoring you or acting quite peculiar. But just know that they are they're feeling a lot. I don't know why I'm getting this like weird triangle here with this person. This could also be the same person as well, acting like fire and water, acting opposite, bipolar almost, you know, just like one day it's one thing and then the next day it's another thing, and it's just like, but it's all coming from this place of passion and love. And I do think that it is love. I think you don't know how to handle it. Like you're very curious about them because they are complicated. Someone in your life is very complicated. Why are you drawn to that? What is happening? You're connected with the red here. They're not about to give you anything. And maybe that frustrates you. and the Sun reversed. Sun is a beautiful place, but with this deck, when it's reversed, it's almost like you can't rest. And that doesn't surprise me. There's a lot of like tension and a lot of tense energies coming out with these cards. Just very active. It's a very active month. You're doing things, you're going out, you're meeting people, you're talking to people, you're traveling, you're making progress at work, you're doing. So the peace may be difficult to find, okay, or difficult to really tap into. And the Magician in the reversal. So Magician has been a little bit of a theme. There are people out there, everyone kind of needs to be on guard and be very careful about whom you trust. Careful about whom you trust, careful about whom you open yourself up to, because I think there's a lot of bait and switching going on where people promise you one thing, as a magician does. They promise you one thing and then behind your back they're doing something different. So just be cognizant, be on guard. You know, I don't want to see your intensity and your emotional or your mental, like, what's the word, impatience get the best of you, and just kind of like jumping into something for the sake of movement and for the sake of change, but then kind of even getting a little bit fooled or a little bit tricked. And if you're the one doing that to other people, be careful of other people's feelings and emotions. Just be nice, you know, just be nice. And the Threads of Fate. So telling me that the death process is still underway. It's not over, but you're definitely coming through on the other side. All right. It may feel like this is lasting forever, but just know that the universe is still a wheel, right? The wheel of fortune is what this is. And you do still have fortune on your side, just like you still have the sun, but it just kind of hasn't illuminated. It hasn't quite all become clear. You're still in hermit mode, all right? You're still like processing and figuring things out. I think, again, you're coming out of it, but you're still like, again, the Empress charging forward, moving forward, taking action, being progressive, not just sitting there and, you know, not doing anything, okay? You are moving, but it's running parallel. It's happening at the same time that you're still going through this, right? So you've got two kind of lives, two kind of selves coexisting inside of you, that can make you very confusing and you very complex for other people as well. A lot of complexity of souls mixing. And the Seven of Wands. Barriers breaking down. No longer fighting. Maybe you won't fight for someone else anymore. Maybe they will stop fighting for you. Or obstacles will tend to disappear. They'll tend to like dissolve in front of your eyes. You know, if this is someone that maybe you don't really know who this is, maybe you do, I don't know. Again, the card of Cancer, but could be another water sign or someone that has, I'm going to say this. Someone that has power, okay? A spiritual influence of some kind. Doesn't have to be any of those signs, but someone that has the ability to kind of pierce through your exterior with their eyes and see who you really are. There's no hiding from this person, okay? She sees all. Very empathetic, very in tune with her higher self, okay? She could be manipulative, he or she, male or female. This person could be manipulative and use their power to manipulate you, but I think that there is something happening or brewing, and like it's like you two are on the same wavelength, but you're not at the same time. But they see you. There's no hiding. There is no amount of armor that you can wear to hide your soul from them. Can I be so deep? That's kind of creepy, I know, but seriously, this card really is super loud. When it comes out, it's like, boom. there's someone that has some like serious psychic abilities or some serious, you know, metaphysical type of thing going on about them. Okay, so I mean, it's like legit. Someone that you cannot hide from. You know, you can hide, I think, from these other people. Even the Queen of Wands, you can hide from yourself. You can hide from even the Emperor. You can do all these things, but you cannot hide from a Queen of Cups. You just can't do it. And the Devotee of Swords. Another Page. This is training, this is learning, this is education. This is the beginning of something new, right? Like now you're on the shipwreck, you're on the new island, and now you have to learn to survive. You're starting fresh, blank slate. You're starting to learn how to live the new chapter of your life. You are officially a student of yourself. And the Four of Coins. You're hanging on. You are clinging to something. You are clinging to an idea. You are being extremely or extraordinarily protective. You are, look, plain and simple, you are seeing the world through the lens of your own life. And that's a stupid thing to say, kind of. But when you think about it, that's what we're all doing, right? But Sagittarius, you are the expansive ones. You are the ones that are supposed to have a more open mind. You are the ones that we look to for greater wisdom, right? But right now, you're tunnel visioned a little bit because of what you've gone through. And even though it was a huge learning experience, the Empress, she's very one-track minded. She's going in one direction, one path, but simultaneously going through other stuff, but it's on a very much, like a very deep level. But she's not living her life according to what she's going through. But you also need to make sure that you are not ignoring things or ignoring potential, especially if you're single and you want love. I'm really seeing obstacles and barriers breaking down for someone that like legit sees you and really loves you. Okay? But if you're not willing to see them, then they're not going to be willing to see you either. Nine of Cups. See, there's pride here. This person is not about to come to you, not about to do anything to you. All right? Cups. Again, Cups. Queen of Cups. I sense so much arrogance with this Nine of Cups here. This person may be arrogant, okay? They may be tired of loving you, tired of waiting, tired of sitting around while you're not doing anything, you know, while you're like living your soul journey, you know, but maybe it's time for them to move on as well. That's why, Sagittarius, it's important for you to look up. Look up, look around you. It's not always all about you, okay? This is the card of Narcissus. He's staring at himself in the river, but look at the beautiful world that surrounds him. Just be aware, okay? Be aware, because they could slip away. Because they're ready for something more, something bigger, something better. And if you're not about to offer that to them, then they are going to leave. But this might be someone that you may have a really, like a connection that is unexplainable. Like I'll tell you, twin flame, okay? Water and fire. I mean, it's like the most opposite thing, you know, does not coexist well. But if two people can be on the same track, it can be one of the most powerful connections. And the moon, the unknown. I'm going to pull out the last one, and the Ace of Cups reversed. See, I feel like the universe is see, this is the future though, okay? And this is the overall outcome. So it is like the universe withholding something from you because you're not looking up. It's important for you to appreciate and to open your mind and to really be like, I'm doing this, and yes, I'm going through something, but that's not all of life. That's not all life is. And you may be missing out on something because you're not ready. But it's potentially something that I think could be quite beautiful based on just my intuition here. But you need to have faith. You don't need to be afraid of this dark state. Like I said, you're still going through this. You're still coming out of this. But you don't need to be afraid of where you're headed because you're very self-sufficient. So I'm not worried about my Sagittarians ever. So look up. That's your message. Look up. Okay? All right, you guys. I wish you nothing but the best. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next month. Bye.